to do that. You can still get haters. Like, look at Jesus. People hate on him. What did he do? Nothing bad. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly the same. Yeah.
I've even got haters. Believe it or not, I don't do anything bad. I don't even get involved in drama. I've got people that don't like me.
And
same with me. Successful like Nick.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I realise, from doing it, and no matter who you are, what you do. I know, geez, we need to go back to that comment.
Welcome. It is Monday Club, and I am Fat Sam. Now, I've got a deal for you. Go and check out expertelectrical.co.uk. They're the UK's #1 online wholesaler. They specialise in industrial and commercial stuff, but they do a range of everything, really. Check them out. They might revolutionise the way you do business, if I can even get them words out correctly. Quote Bundy10 and get your 10% discount. They are the UK's #1. Why not go and check them out? expertelectrical.co.uk. Now, on with the show.
Welcome to Monday Club. We are back in town. We're a man short. I don't know what's happened. We're a man down. Hopefully they join us a little bit later during the podcast. In the house tonight, we've got Nico Bundo sporting his SWA merch.
Boom.
Boom.
Delicious.
And we've got Kimmy sporting the eyelashes of doom. Come on. Looks like she's about to go on a night out in Croydon. Come on.
Croydon?
Croydon in South London. It's
It's where
I'm. You're from Croydon. Yeah, you're from there, aren't you? Yeah.
It's very, very far. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, do you know what? It's one of the worst places to get to in London. It's like,
nothing
really goes.
No matter where you are, it's a 2-hour drive. Even if you're South London, to get there, it's still a 2-hour drive.
It's long.
It's literally like Bermuda Triangle. It's impossible to.
You can get the train there easy from most places. If you're coming from Victoria,
you can get a tram there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the tram.
Trust me, yeah. I didn't even know they had those in the UK.
I say, where?
So I'll tell you why they have a tram. Because the tram goes to Wimbledon. Now, Croydon was all marshland. Back in the day, it was marshland. So they don't have the ability to tunnel under the marshland and keep a secure tunnel under there. So they've been trying for years to sort of work out how they can do it to connect Croydon to the rest of London tube network. They couldn't do it. So in the end, they've done the tram network.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so we've got the overground that goes to West Croydon, which is basically part of the tube network, but not really. And then you've got the tram that goes to Wimbledon. That's part of the tube network, but not really.
Oh, is that why they don't have a underground connecting you straight from East London to like Hackney? You got to go around because they couldn't, because Hackney have all these marshes and everything, and they can't build underground tunnels.
Listen, I don't know
that is so smart.
I only know my like Croydon history.
But same concept applies. I never knew that. How did you learn this fact?
Because I'm brainy. It's just what I do.
No, he lives there. I've got to be fair, obviously around here, when Sam came up to Stafford, it was to go from where I was. If you want to go from one side of Stafford to the other, it's not a big place. It's a good big town. It's not a big place. If you went now with no traffic, you could easily smash it in about 10 minutes. If you were to go, if you were to do it when Sam turned up at lunchtime, to move 2 miles would take you, give or take, half an hour easily. But that's not bad. I was talking on the phone earlier. We'll jump onto this subject afterwards about other type of work, but I remember when I first started, I used to do, it was a company that I worked for. I can hear the seagulls. What?
What?
Seagulls open his shed door. I used to fit hot tubs. This guy used to sell them, and I used to go down and wire in the hot tubs. And it was a bit of everywhere. And one of them was in Wimbledon. And he was like, oh, yeah, it's in Wimbledon. Here's the address. And I just stocked the van up with like way too much stuff just in case. So traveled down there. I think I left at like 4 a.m, got down there for about 8. Did it all really well, no problem at all. But didn't realize that when I was leaving, it was actually, Wimbledon was actually on, like the tennis. And it took me like, I think it was nearly 8 hours to get home. And I was like, oh my God, this is the worst thing. Why would anyone want to live here?
Wimbledon's on. I worked at Wimbledon, not centre court, court #1, because they've got a retractable roof and all that. I worked there for a while. That was an interesting job. I got pumped from that job. And because I hated the supervisor so much. We got into an argument, and then so I went home that night, and he sent me a text message saying, "Yeah, you're fired." I turned up
That's
the next day
nice.
to get my tools, and they was already at the gate. They wouldn't let me on the premises.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so another
Doesn't sound like
factor.
you. Doesn't sound like
But
you.
I know I'm such a non-confrontational person.
Well, what was I going to say about the Wimbledon thing? I've been on the phone earlier to a guy rang me about doing a bigger job, garage, not as a garage, I mean like a car garage conversion. And me and Adam have had a chinwag about it because now things are moving forward with YouTube. I'm getting a lot of people outside my area ringing me up to do with the jobs, which is cool. We went up to Kids Grove the other day to do a quote for a rewire. It's about 50 minutes from me. Then there's another one. A guy rang me about Heathrow, but that's a no-go now because he wants it doing too soon. But then it was, I've got work booked in now, but there's only 11 EICRs left to do, as in not to do, sorry, to book in. I think I've got 20 left. Obviously, then the remedials. But after that, we have said, let's breach outside our comfort zone, our little barrier that we have around Stafford and the surrounding villages. And we'll take on these bigger jobs and we'll travel and we'll stay over in places and let Adam experience what it's like to almost work on the road. So
that's the whole
quote
dream, you know. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you, you know.
Do you know what though?
Basically, I'm really jealous, but I'm like happy for you.
So one of the things I found with working away, I can't do it. I can't be away from my woman,
I've not done
my
it since
dog,
of
my
having
child.
kids.
I can't be away from them. It's tough. Like,
No.
but I suppose it's different if you're working for yourself. You know, right? We've got 3 days here or 4 days here. You're not going to do a whole week, are you?
No. Well, we said depending on what it is, especially it was I'm quoting one in Nottingham at the moment. That's an hour and a half for me. Literally, I've already booked in 3 rewires already, so I'm fully booked till like the end of July now, which is unbelievable, really.
Don't you think you should take a note out of Jamie Curry from Home Rewire and learn to do them in a day?
Impossible just for me and Adam. I enjoy the process of it. I really like rewires. Like I get the business side of that is perfect for someone that wants people in and out, gone. That's it. No messing. But I really enjoy them. The whole process through it, the job satisfaction at the end. But if we were to do one, we would stay over in Nottingham, let's say, for 5 days, get it done, really stock the van up and put on the price for the customer to say there's food, well, evening meals, I would say, and accommodation. And the good thing about nowadays as well, if I'm going to go and do this, we've got FaceTime. I can say goodnight to the kids on the phones or on the iPads and, enjoy it. Branch out a little bit, not go stupid, not every week, but try these bigger things out. I'm genuinely looking forward to it.
I just found it really rough and I couldn't do it. Kimmy, have you, listen, before we get into all this nonsense talk about how awesome Nick is,
No.
What did you do this week? Mate, this is a growing problem.
No. What did I do this week?
Terrible.
I'm sure I did something. I must have. Wait, this weekend. I'm sure I went to work on Friday.
I found you today. You was working.
Yeah, but that's today. But that's not like last week.
Let's go with.
Today I didn't actually make it to work. So what happened is.
Did you have your vest on? Your stab-proof vest?
No, I don't have that anymore because I stopped working with that company. So they took it back because it cost like £400-500 the ones they got. But yeah, basically today's jobs, they got rescheduled, which was fine. So I'm doing them tomorrow. So tomorrow's just basically going to be a super busy day. One of the ladies that I was supposed to go there today, she ended up saying she wants to think whether she wants the £10 extra for the smoke alarm that has the built-in battery or not. The ICO 3000 series has the rechargeable battery, so you can't change it and take it out and stuff. So I told her that it's only like £10-15 extra for the materials. And she's like, oh, I need to think about this and discuss with my brother. And I thought, that makes no sense. Clearly you're second guessing whatever. So I've just left that. And then another one was somebody was trying to steal electric and they blew up the meter or whatever, the electrics, that's what they said. And they said they literally got a cable and just tried to connect it together and it just went bang and just blew everything and everything's just crazy. So they asked me to come and help them repair it before somebody else comes and finds out. And I thought, I don't really want to get myself into that mess.
You can't
And
touch the meter. You know that,
No.
don't you? It's
I know,
illegal to touch
and that's the
meter.
thing. Obviously, imagine somebody was trying to sell electric and they blew up whatever they blew up, and now that would mean that I'd have to. Do you know what I mean? And I said, you know what? Like, I'm not going to that mess. So I'm like, yep, nope, for you to deal
Just-
with. I didn't even advise her anything, to be honest. I was just like, you don't.
Who's your
deserve my advice.
who's your local DNO? Is it Western Power for you as well?
It'd be UK Power Networks for most of the parts in London, but some flats have like a separate sort of thing looking after them. I don't know how it works, but I've come across it a few times, but I've got the name because it's been quite rare. But yeah, I just even want to even go there. I was like, yeah, mate.
Not worth it.
Yeah,
Put the phone down.
And then I had another test, and they said, "Oh, it'll be at 6 o'clock." And I thought, if I go there and come back, I won't make it. And then after this, actually, I'm going to do a bit of work, but it's not electrical related. So that's what I did today. So basically, I didn't work, but I'm booked for tomorrow and for the rest of the week. Like, I'm actually really busy, and I'm actually fully booked for the rest of the week for once. And I will actually go to work. I promise, guys.
Do you know what's quite interesting though? Would you, Nico? I would never mess about with the head.
No, never.
Never.
If there's
Like,
anything wrong, a hole in it, I've gone to it before doing the ICRs, not recently, but in the past couple of years, where you've got a hole missing or someone's hit it, and it's because obviously it's very brittle plastic as well.
yeah.
One good knock, obviously you're missing the frame over the top of the neutral block or the earth block, anything like that. DNO straight on the phone.
Yeah.
You're not allowed. There's meter as well.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
been to one where I did a rewire years and years ago with my old boss, and we turned all the power off, and we were messing around and whatnot, and I got a shock from a socket, and he looked at me like he was worried, like I was going to go, oh God, yeah, we haven't tested it off. It's like he ripped the main tails out of the wall. We were gutting it, and when the person it was two houses back to back. The same guy owned the houses, then sold them separately, and they pinched a socket off from the lounge room next door and drilled it through. So we had to. Who did we ring? Oh, he rang someone that came out, and obviously it was then quickly disconnected. But the new owners of the house had no idea that it was like this, so it was just sort of we went around there, cut it off, and that was the end of it. But we've had it before where the terrace houses, some in Stafford still, obviously back in the day, the roofs were all connected, so you could walk through them all.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I've seen those.
And then obviously they were bricked up when the fire barriers went and everything. But there was a couple in Stafford that still weren't like it, and we had the same thing. People pinching, they would go across in the loft and pinch a lighting supply, bring it off, and then start a grow like 4 doors down off a lighting circuit.
Wow, that is.
Yeah.
That's
I wish I had a GoPro back then.
It's so mental, isn't it? What I was going to say is, I've got a bit of a topic this week.
Okay.
And it's about going to work ill. Now, I'm a subcontractor, self-employed subcontractor, and reputation as a subcontractor is key, really. So if you are, I call it a low maintenance subcontractor. So you turn up every day, you turn up on time, and you turn up like you're about to work. So what I mean by that is you don't turn up in jogging bottoms with a hole in, some holy boots, and
half a tool bag.
You turn up ready to go, looking like you're about being an electrician. Now, I've got an injury. I don't really know how I've done it. I think I've done it crawling through the dirty void that I've moaned about for so long. And I've damaged my elbow. I've got fluid on my elbow. It's got infected. And now I've got a Ming Wong arm that's like twice the size of what it should be. And I went to work today. And I went to work because Mondays, if you phone up and say, listen, mate, I've got fluid on my elbow, it's got infected, I'm not in today.
They think you're hungover, mate.
Yeah, like they're going to think you're hungover, or they're going to go,
You just, yeah.
whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Like, no one believes you. Straight off the bat, no one believes you. Secondly, you become unreliable. And now you're a high maintenance subby. So you're not turning up on time. You're phoning in with dumb excuses. So, and it's like the dichotomy of, do you take care of yourself first, or do you take care of your reputation first? And I find that's quite an interesting conversation, because I made the wrong choice today because I won't be able to go in tomorrow now because I'm going to have to go to hospital and have it sorted out.
There's two ways to look at it though. Like you made the effort to turn up today, and they could clearly see that you've obviously got a problem with your arm and injury. So when you ring up tomorrow, they can go, it's believable and understandable. Different. It wouldn't work for me because obviously self-employed to people's houses. But with you, yes, depending on how the severity of it, if it was too bad, then you need to look after like a bit of self-care first. But it's one of one and two of the other, innit? Do you know what I mean? How bad was it? Could you still went in today? Yes, you went to work. You still got your day's wages, and you've also given yourself a good reason not to go tomorrow.
Well, I think it was a mistake. If I could make that decision this morning, I would have just took the hit.
Yeah.
But would you have gone to the hospital today if you didn't go into work?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, you would have. Okay, then that answers your question.
I went yesterday. I got antibiotics, and all that, but they've not kicked in yet. So going to work today, obviously, I haven't been like the foreman I'm working for is a top guy, really nice guy, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" Do you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Like, take it easy. If you need to go. Don't stress yourself. It ain't worth it. But yeah, it was silly because I've been working all day. It's made it worse. And I wonder how many people do that. How many people just battle through to sort of save their reputation? I'm not doing it for money. Like, it's not for money. I don't care about the money. It's not a problem. I'm not saying I'm balling, but what I'm saying is I'd have a day off and not think twice about the money. It's more about the reputation. I'm trying to make a good impact with these guys because they're a local firm that do a lot of work, and I really like working for them. I've sort of found my passion again.
Yeah, I can tell.
We can tell that from the videos.
Yeah, you're like fish in water.
Yeah, man, it's just fun. It's fun what I'm doing. So I don't want to ruin that.
Stop there a second. To the 2,000 subscribers on EGTE Monday Club, go across to Sam's channel and subscribe because he's putting some cracking little videos out on industrial stuff. So go boost him up a bit.
Thank you very much.
It's a fact, you know.
Cheers,
it's
bro.
good.
But the next thing I want to go on to is our sponsors at SWA. They have they've got a question for us, so let's hear them.
Hi all, Dan here from SWA, and for this week's tech topic, we would like you to discuss
Tell this. Right, so the question that Dan's asking is obviously torque settings on various different sizes of lugs or eye crimps, all that sort of stuff. So for me, myself as domestic, we really only use eye crimps up to 10 mil for our gas and our water bonding. If I'm honest, I didn't really know there was a regulation for a torque setting because I've just got normal.
It's not necessarily torque settings. What he's saying is about the calibration of your tool crimping. So
I've never seen, I don't know, it might have done actually. Mine just normal crimpers. I've got Nipex crimpers.
Yeah.
I didn't know they came with a calibration certificate, to be honest, or where I would take them to get calibrated.
Yeah, I wouldn't. See, this is the thing. I don't know where you take to get them calibrated. Let's have a look right now.
Yeah, that's a good question. Because I've never seen anybody even advertise that on Instagram. Like, I've seen test the calibration, but never anything else calibration.
I do like one thing that we've started doing quite recently because of YouTube, and I've seen it on Instagram quite a lot, is we've bought loads of different heat shrinks now. So when we're doing the terminations for the earth and water bonding, we're just putting a little bit of green and yellow, get a little bit of heat on it, shrink wraps it around, and it makes the finish so much better. Go on, Sam.
So there's a company called Pass, UCAS accredited calibration services at UCAS accredited laboratory or on site. Sounds like a bit of a scam. No, it's not a scam, but laboratory. Relax, you know. Calibrate. Do crimp tools need calibrating? Crimp tool review. I bet. Do you know what? This is where we're missing Mark because
he would know. He would know.
Why don't we give a call? Like, you know that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Hello, Mark.
Yeah, phone a friend. To everyone realizing why Mark's not here, he texts about half an hour before the show. Is wherever he lives in the middle of nowhere, the Wi-Fi's gone down, But even if he did 4G, apparently they've never heard of 4G up in Yorkshire.
They still got 3G.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're on like nearly 6G here in London.
Listen, this is a really good website. It's called calibrate.co.uk. It's this pass group, UCAS accredited. Go and check it out. Try and learn about what it is and what it means to get accredited calibration for your crimpers. I've never in all my life calibrated any of my crimpers.
No, I can't say. Let everyone listening in the YouTube world, obviously not on Podbeam or that sort of stuff, put it down below if you've ever got it calibrated. Did you need it to? Did you know it had to? Because I, for one, didn't.
No,
Definitely.
well, do you know what? Years ago, Ricky was telling me, Ricky, the one of the founders of EGT, was telling me about crimping, and I think I think we talked about it on a podcast about calibrating your crimping tool, but I didn't know it was a thing up until now.
No, not at all.
It's all right. Why don't you just go on your phone, Nick?
No. I'm looking at the local people to me because I was seeing if the calibration centre did it. Because I've got a local calibrate, like for megas and all that sort of stuff.
I bet. Do you know who you should? Do you know who you should text immediately? Nipex.
Well, yeah, because they're the ones supplying it to you, isn't it?
Who knows more than Nipex? See if old David Barnes wants to come on the podcast right now. Zoom him in. Kimmy.
Bit late.
Who do you? What crimpers do you use?
Red ones. I don't know the brand. They're not Nipex.
CK?
Maybe CK.
Show us your tool bag, Kimmy.
The new one.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just sent a text to Dave. I said, where do I get my crispers calibrated? Bloody crispers autocorrect.
My new tool bag comes with like a little pink pom-pom on it.
Oh, it is a bag.
So here, I'm going to keep my crimpers. It's going to be awesome. And then, anyways.
Thing is, like you say, and I've done this with the ICRs, all the little stuff that you do for the social housing, you don't need a lot of tools.
Literally, do you know, normally when I go into social housing, right? So when we were in the middle of this whole COVID lockdown thing, the company I was working for at the time, they actually banned us from bringing in tool bags onto the job. So because obviously health and safety, we would have to wipe down every single tool we touch before we go in.
Yeah.
As we're working, we have to then, when we leave, got to wipe everything again. And then same thing on every job. So imagine we're going into 10, 11, 12 different properties a day, in and out, we're doing all the wiping. So what I used to do is literally my little continuity testers, little plus screwdriver, little -1, that is it, go into the job. And then I realized, you know what? I was able to use that nearly on every single job and get the job done. I did not need any other tools. So, yeah.
Right.
See, for the longest time, I scaled down my tool bag. So I used a DeWalt box, DeWalt T-stack box. Put a couple of hooks on it so as I could clip on a shoulder strap, and I would put in there just what I needed for the first day, because often when you arrive at a new job, so I used to do a lot of traveling in London, so you'd get on the train, get into London, and then have to walk to the next tube station, then from the tube station probably go to another tube or something like that, or get on a bus. And it's surprising how quickly your tool bag gets real heavy.
Yeah.
You walk 20 meters, you're like, why is this so heavy? And I'd scaled it down to just a bare minimum to start a job. And it wasn't until the other day when I went on a mission with my tool bag. I've got a Velocity 4.0 or so, I don't know. It's like the technician's case one. And it's the business. I love it more than anything else I have. Any other tool, I love my tool bag the best. It's too heavy. There's too much stuff in it. Way too much stuff in it.
This is why we've now done when I've got actually an EICR bag. It's coming out. Well, it's already going to come out when this comes out. But we've got the range of Velocity stuff. So we've got the PB bag, the 7.0. That by itself, holding it with no tools in, is heavy. Don't get me wrong. I'm a strong guy. It's heavy. So we've got 2 jobbing bags as well. So the main stuff we're using, we are then putting in the jobbing bags and keeping the main one as our bulk stuff. So most of the time, it's a few of our first fix stuff, a spare tester, a spare plug top stuff. a lot of duplicated tools. But if we're going to a bigger job, we'll take the bigger bag. If we're just doing smaller ones, we take the jobbing bags. But then we've got the smaller PB bag. Is it the 6.5? It's like a camo version. And I've got that set up at the moment for my testing bags. We've got the Wander lead, we've got the clam meter, we've got the tester, we've got 3 plug top testers, we've got the stickers. My iPad sits on top. And I said to Adam, I want it by the end of this year. It's sad, and I know, but just go with it. Have a tool bag almost for each job. First fix, fuse board bag, a testing bag. And because I've got the unit, we can unload all the stuff. Mate, we're doing 2 EICRs tomorrow. Right, let's get them bags. Right, we're doing a fuse board the day after. We'll get the fuse board bag with all our stuff, with torque screwdrivers.
I love it.
It's
so
awesome.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same. This is going to be my fuse board bag. And this is going to be my second fix bag.
So if anyone can't see who's not watching it on YouTube, Kimmy has literally bought rucksacks from the internet.
Wish.
Wish.
Wait, this is available on more places than YouTube?
Yeah, on Podbean. Yeah, so people can hear us but can't see us. So when we're showing stuff off, like now, which I was just a few podcasts earlier. Yeah, just a few of the ones that Google.
We're on it.
And I find
okay, so basically Nick's idea, I'm already doing it before he is. So
there you go. Oh, Kimmy's just dropped her iPad and the screen's gone off for anyone that can't see the screen. Mark, come back, mate. Come back.
Please come back
quickly.
Mark. But there's a service bag that Velocity do, and this ain't a plug for Velocity. I just really like their stuff. They do a service bag, which is great for like just in
the 2.0, the little ones. Yeah, I've got 2.
I've got one.
So I had the orange one. So I bought the orange one from Mikey from Loadout.
I'm gonna go and get it.
Go on. And we set that up. It's in the video, but I set it up. So you know the label makers, Kimmy, have you seen them? The
the brother one, the
Brother E550W. So that sits in there. I've got the cartridge in the front, and it's literally just a bag for my tester because I was sick of the hard case. And then we had the other one. I got the black one, which was set up with my Mega in, but obviously it's not designed to have a Mega and everything. It was very cramped, so that's why we jumped across to the bigger Velocity. But I like, because I can afford it now, and it's not a bragging thing. It's a thing where I've got money and I could try other things to see what works and try different ranges of bags and buying duplicates of it so we can then make multiple bags up to make, in essence, work easier.
It's cool it's like you're preparing for when you expand, really.
Exactly, yeah. And it wouldn't, honestly, if I employed someone tomorrow, fully qualified spark, I could literally give them everything. I've got spare testers, I've got spare tools, spare drills, batteries. The only thing I don't have is a van because I've just sold the other one. But yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, no, the Velocity 2.0, it is the business. And Kimmy, that is a bag for you. Time to up your game.
Is it the black one or the orange one?
A black one. I don't want an orange one.
Yeah, but you can't miss it.
Well, I want to.
But this is the thing with Adam's bag. He's got the Velocity Unilight rucksack. And he loves it. Yeah, I know, Sam. I know. Yeah.
I won't say it.
Yeah. I promised Sam a Unilight bag. I said I'd buy one ages ago. And then they ran out of stock and then I haven't done it again since.
Well,
whatever.
Enough said about that. Kimmy, what is in store for you next week? What are you doing next week?
Next week, well, I know this week. So next week is just carrying on booking in the rest of the work that's been waiting for me for all these months that I've been off.
When you
so like I said,
in this work, is it like, are you still doing the social housing side, or is this
no
like,
so basically the social housing stuff, I felt quite disheartened with it. When I took this break, the only daunting thing I felt was going back to the social housing. It's only because the money now, I want to go on bigger money, and there is no capacity for that with social housing at the moment for me, because to get the 10, like I've made 10 grand before doing social housing a month, that's fine. But for me to do that, I had to work 20-hour days, drive literally, 15, 16 hours a day, which was pretty much, I think, not even allowed, right? So for me to get that kind of money, I'd have to sacrifice all of my time again. And I can't do that right now. So social housing does not give me the capacity to make the kind of money that I want. So unfortunately, I've got to leave it for now. So it's just back to doing my estate agent stuff, private landlords, and all my certificates that I've said before. So like the EPCs, the floor plans, taking pictures of people's properties, you know, doing all of that kind of stuff that I used to do a few years ago before the social housing
So
stuff.
how do you get your work?
So it's literally, I've never advertised in my life. It's all just people. So sometimes, because I'm quite a chatty person, and obviously being a woman, I do get chatted up by builders. So what I do is I turn around, like, you want my number? I'll give it to you if you call me for work. And then I told them I'm an electrician, right? And then obviously if they try to call me for a date, I'm like, no, mate, sorry, just for work. And then they give me work and I'm like, okay, gets done. They don't get the date, you know, get a lot of work like that. You'd be surprised. And then the rest of it is literally just word of mouth.
Fair place. Use what you
I
got.
can't believe what comes out of Kimmy's head.
But it's true. Do you know what? I literally sometimes I walk past the building sign. Yeah, as soon as they start chatting me up, I'm like, mate, Kimmy the Sparks here. Call me. That fuse box looks terrible. Or literally, I'll do that. You know, I'll tell the builders, don't do the electrics yourself. And this is how I got a contract with the guy who had a lot of Papa John's franchises. So I was literally chatting to the builder, and I said to him, like, do you do your own electrics? He said, yeah. And I said to him, mate, you should not do that, because when you mess up and you have to call the electrician, they're not going to want to help you. So I said to him, why don't you let me do electrics? And yeah, after that, I got like a whole little contract doing stuff with Papa John's and that I end up subcontracting out. So yeah, no advertising, all just word of mouth, and just me being a chatty person, chatting to anybody that wants to chat to me.
Good job.
But I'm trying to level up my game now. So hopefully in the next week, month or two, yeah, I'm going to see what, because I've heard other people use like all these websites, like, what's that? Trades.
Check a trade and all that.
Yeah, that one. So all of these things, I've heard people using them. Obviously, I'm not planning to directly sign up myself, but something similar, or maybe even like running adverts on Google. I don't know. I've heard people doing that. And you know what? Actually, there is a book somebody on Instagram recommended to me, and I totally forgot their name. But it's a book by an electrician, and it's coming sometime this week, and apparently it's really, really good. Let me just see what it's called. The guy's name was James Dewayne.
Yeah,
if you ever heard of him.
Electricians.
So no,
oh, I've seen this on Facebook. Yeah, Facebook marketing.
They
yeah,
recommended the book. So anyway,
is he bald?
So they recommended this little book, and I was like, yeah, some little bold guy. Scott, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, I keep seeing it on Facebook. Yeah, let's have a chat.
So
we get him on the
so
podcast.
somebody said, somebody recommended the book to me, and they said it changed their life, and it got them the business. It went from nothing to loads of people, and it changed their life. And I thought, you know what? I'll order the book. It's only $9.99 plus postage. What have I got to lose? And I thought, you know what? The more I get inspired, and like I said, the more I speak to all these sparkies that want to help me, I'm just gonna try to level up my game so that I can,
bringing on what you put on Instagram the other day, because Kimmy mentioned me on one of her stories. Did you see it, Sam? So you were saying about Art Smart with Rich Heppel.
Yeah, I discovered his page for the first time, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, so the Kimmy's story pretty much went like, you found out his stuff, and you saw from a year and a half ago where he was, but just by himself, to now with employing 15 people, having
and like they're all
worldwide stuff,
and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, but then you get a lot of people on top that hate it, not him, but hate the situation, down to jealousy, or because they obviously haven't got enough drive from themselves to achieve what he's done. And there's so much negativity surrounding it, so people just can't be happy for people. They have to pick the faults in everything.
Before Sam says something, I want to say something. So you carry on, Nick.
No, go on.
Oh, so I was going to say, what was quite interesting that is, obviously I've got a lot of messages regarding that. And one of the electricians on Instagram, he replied back saying, oh, well, I could teach this for free. And I said to him, but you're not, right? And he said, well, I could teach anybody how to terminate data cables, blah, 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 blah. And he kept saying that I could. And I said, well, you're not. And somebody else is out there doing it. I decided to put price on it, and people want to learn that, so they're paying it. And I said, by the time I go on YouTube and try to learn these things, or try to find sparks who will teach me for free, I'm going to spend like half a year trying to, figure this out. But here's somebody that put everything together, put a big price on it. And there's people out there who have that money and are okay to pay it. So I was saying, like, myself personally, you guys know I love pretty rocks. I will spend £100 on a pretty rock. For me, that's not a problem. But now ask me to spend £100 on like or however many £100 bags are. No way. Ask me to spend more than £70 on a pair of shoes. Never. Ask me to spend £250 on a rock. I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? So basically, my point is priorities. It's priorities. So some people would spend money on something and not on other things. So it's just about what you personally prioritize in life. And for other people, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 on some education about something they're going to enjoy that'll make it convenient for them is nothing.
Yeah, and that leads back to what I've seen on Facebook years ago, where someone goes, they walk into a shop and a t-shirt is 40 quid, and they go, I'm not spending 40 quid on a t-shirt. But then later that night they'll buy Domino's for 45 quid. Exactly. Like I'm the same. Literally. I'm never Superdry. I went in there. It's like, I love the hoodies, and I'd buy one, and I go, I'm not spending £85 on a hoodie. That's stupid money. And then that night I go to the pub and spend about 140 quid. So
exactly. Exactly. So I said he made a product. He found a market audience for it.
He's now made a market himself. Yeah.
Even that. Yeah. It's awesome.
That's the difference. I don't begrudge anyone creating a niche for themselves and marketing it. It's so mental that someone would hate on someone for that. He might be, and what you find is with these successful people, a lot of people have the ump with them about certain things. Oh, he wasn't nice enough about this, or he was a bit of a dick about that. But to be successful and to get anywhere in life, you have to
push your way forward.
Decisions. Well, you have to make tough decisions that ultimately upset people, and that's why you get haters. And then
you don't have to do that. You can still get haters. Like, look at Jesus. People hate on him. What did he do? Nothing bad. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly the same. Yeah.
I've even got haters. Believe it or not, I don't do anything bad. I don't even get involved in drama. I've got people that don't like me. And
same
I'm
with
even
me.
Successful like Nick.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I realise, from doing it, and no matter who you are and what you do, I know, geez, we need to go back to that comment. No matter what you do, someone will always not like
Literally,
it.
He turned water into wine, and people hate him. Like, what's about to start a party?
What? How do you not love Kimmy? Like, who says stuff like that? Listen.
Let's go on a high. Let's go.
Listen. Monday Club. We're out.
Mic drop.